Hey guys, it's Andrew with HRTC. Today I'm going to talk about some of the shooting gear that I carry while hunting the mountains of Montana. So a lot of times when people are signed up to come to our classes, there's questions like what shooting gear should I bring, or what shooting gear do you use? And I'm talking specifically about our HRTC hunt students that are coming to those classes. But this video, I'll try to keep it short, but this will just talk about specifically the shooting gear that I carry when I'm hunting. I won't go into all the other gear that we carry when we're hunting, like extra layers and game processing stuff and stuff like that, but just the shooting stuff that I carry when I'm hunting. And this is the stuff that I carried for the 2025 general big game season, general rifle season. And it's the same stuff that I'll carry for the 2026 spring bear season. So full disclaimer, I don't claim to be a gear junkie. My pupils don't dilate and my heart rate doesn't go up when I see a new piece of gear. For me to switch gear, it needs to legitimately solve a problem. So when I'm looking at new gear or picking any gear to carry with me, my criteria are: one, it has to be lightweight because I'm going to be going up and down the mountains, right? And two, it needs to be high functioning, right? It has to have purpose. So those are the two things that I focus on. And I guess my last disclaimer would be, I'm not trying to sell anyone on any of this gear. I might emphasize why I think a tripod is important to bring with you, and why I think a shooting bag is important, but I'm not trying to sell you on the brands that I carry. I'll do my best to articulate quickly, to keep this video reasonably short, why I like those specific things and why I chose those specific things. But I implore you to do your own research and choose what works best for you. And that's what keeps all these companies in business is, all these different, they're all great companies, right? I use an Armageddon Gear shooting bag right now, but there are other good companies, like Warhorse and Coltac and MDT is selling bags now. But so you shop, you do research, and you pick what you want. But it's always good to spread the love in the shooting industry for all these companies. So first up, my shooting bag. I just mentioned it's Armageddon Gear. So they make a few different sizes. I got some pint size ones. I do like those. I've kind of quit carrying them. This they call the Schmedium, and then I think they have one bigger than it. But this is the size, the Armageddon Gear Game Changer bag, Schmedium size. This is the bag that I've come to like right now. I like the size of it. I can tip it up like this and put my buttstock on it and get my rifle pretty high off the ground. I can tip it down and get my rifle a little lower off the ground. And the shape of all the different sizes is the same. It's just the size that changes. So as far as fill goes, I can't remember what brand of fill that they use, but I get the lightest fill for my hunting bag, and I can't remember if that's Get Light or Specs Light or something like that. But this is the light fill bag. I use this same exact bag for tactical work, but I use the heavy sand fill, and that bag is so heavy that you could do bicep curls with it, and it works really. It's a very stable bag. It's awesome. But obviously for hunting, the light fill. And the finish on this is waxed canvas. They have a couple different options. I really like waxed canvas, and then I get on Amazon, I order a bar of wax, use a hair dryer, and I actually put more wax into it. And then I remove a bunch of that fill. It comes pretty stuffed. As you can see right now, it's pretty floppy. But with the fill removed, I think it really reduces rifle bounce. So when your rifle is sitting on there and you shoot, if it's too overstuffed, I think you can get some bounce off of that. But by having it a little floppier like this, I think that the rifle conforms to it really good and then doesn't bounce off of it. So this waxed canvas does provide a little bit of friction. So if you have a flat bottom forend on your rifle that sits on there, it provides just a little bit of friction to kind of aid in aiming and stuff like that. So that's kind of why I like the waxed canvas. The tripod that I'm using right now is the TFCX13, I believe. It's made by Really Right Stuff. If you want the specs, the weight and lengths and everything like that, just go to their website, TFCX13. But it's a compact, lightweight tripod. So it has the Anvil 30 head, which in my opinion, to me, that's kind of the standard for shooting heads. Just the stability, as tight as it locks up. It's kind of clunky for glassing. I'll get to that in a minute. But if you're going to direct mount your rifle, if you have ARCA on your forend and you're going to direct mount to this, or mount a table like I'll show in a second, either way it provides a very stable base. So Anvil 30 head, I love that. So like I said, it's lightweight and steady. One of the trade-offs for that lightweight is that it's a little shorter. That's about full height right there, but you're trading height for weight, and we're hunting in the mountains. So it's a great glassing tripod, and it's a great sitting and kneeling height shooting tripod. I think I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, if you're still glassing offhand and not carrying a tripod of some sort in your hunting pack, you're probably leaving animals on the mountain. It's very hard to find a bedded animal just offhand without supporting your binos, or your spotting scope. So what I'm driving at is that this is the heaviest piece of gear that I'm going to show today, but it's multifunctioning. You can glass off it, you can shoot off of it, and we'll get to the glassing piece here in a minute. This is the Sun and Shadow Generation 3 tripod table. It's polymer or plastic, very lightweight. It's got an ARCA rail molded in the bottom of it. What I do with this is I have my tripod in the bottle holder on the side of my pack with a clip across it, and this is between my bag and my pack frame. So all I got to do is take my pack off, one unclip, pull the tripod out, and then reach right in there while it's still unclipped, pull this out, slap it on, flip a lever, and it's on there. So that's about as quick as it is. If anyone tells you that tripods are impractical because they're clunky and they're heavy and cumbersome and awkward, and I've heard a lot of that over the years, but I'm telling you, I literally take my pack off, throw that on, and I have a shooting support. So, which is great if I'm in tall grass and I can't get a prone shot. For the 5 to 10 seconds it takes to deploy this, I'll choose that every day, all day, over trying to make like a 200-yard offhand unsupported shot. So that's the Sun and Shadow tripod table. Now, how I use the bag off of that is this bag is just clipped kind of right by this, so everything's in one place. I pull this out, throw the table on it, grab this bag, maybe shake it to even out the fill, and then I take the flat side, slap it down, slap my rifle right on the bag, and as you can see, the rifle kind of makes a channel in the bag. And why I like this, using a bag and a table to shoot off of a tripod, is with my rifle in there, it allows just kind of the free natural recoil. So I just use all them good fundamentals and principles and follow through and just do it all just off of a bag and a tripod instead of off the ground prone. So throw my rifle in here and shoot. What I found can happen if you direct mount your rifle right to the tripod, and I think there are good times that's appropriate for sure, but you direct mount your rifle right to this and you start talking lightweight hunting rifles, high calibers, maybe magnums, so heavy recoiling rifles, and then a lightweight tripod. You direct mount and clip right to this with your rifle and you shoot, and the whole tripod's gonna hop, and you're gonna have a hard time following through, staying on your target, and all that. So, and on top of that, you might get that kind of lead sled effect where it messes up your point of impact downrange. So I like to just throw this on there and shoot off that, let the rifle recoil into my shoulder, let it fall naturally back onto the target because I have a good shoulder weld, I have a good natural point of aim, and let it fall back on target, follow up if I need to. This also allows me to pan and tilt my rifle without manipulating anything mechanically here. For glassing, I mentioned that this is a little bit clunky, and the reason it's a little bit clunky, as much as I do like this design, when you're talking about glassing specifically, as soon as you undo that lever, that just moves, which is great if you have your rifle direct mounted into that, and you can just point your rifle wherever you want, and then you can just close that lever, lock it tight. But if you're glassing, there's no good pan and tilt. There's no smooth pan and tilt, so if you're trying to grid off a hill and search for animals bedded down, animals in timber, whatever the case is, it's really kind of cumbersome. So what I'll do is pull out this Tricer LP. It's a little pan and tilt head, and it weighs ounces. I usually have it just like in a hip pocket or something on my pack, but pull this out. It's got an Arca on the bottom, so I'll just slap it right there, lock it in, and you're ready to glass. So it's got 2 levers. One right there, give you some pan. One right there, give you some tilt. It's that easy. Lastly, I'll talk about the optics I use, because this is very much part of my shooting gear. It's got laser rangefinder and applied ballistics, everything built right into it. And it is the SIG 10K Gen 2 laser rangefinding binoculars. So I found that the rangefinder in them has always been very accurate for me. The ballistic solutions that I get with accurate inputs into applied ballistics, I get very accurate outputs. And these have a quick wind feature, which is pretty cool. I still kind of like to do wind intuitively because it just ebbs and flows so much. But if you're so inclined, you can hit the wind button, use a direction on a clock for wind direction, hit it again, scale up and down for wind speed, hit it again, and then it'll build in aerodynamic jump and your wind hold and everything into your ballistic solution. So another cool thing that these do is Onyx waypoints. So if you dump a black bear in an avalanche chute 350 yards across a draw, and it tumbles down into some brush and you lose track of it, we all know that when you get over there, things look a lot different. And with this, you can range and drop a waypoint at that last spot that you saw that bear, and then just hike over that waypoint. So we'll use these at the HRTC range quite a bit from the firing line to say, hey, a piece of steel up there in that park would be really cool. Instead of going up there and wandering around and wondering if we're in the right park and before we pound T-posts and hike steel up a mountain, you just drop a waypoint and then just hike up to the waypoint, put your T-post in, put your steel in, and you're good to go. So the lens caps that I put on here are MK Machine or MK Machining or something like that. So they're 3D printed, and they include a Arca piece right there. So pull these out of my chest. If I want to glass very quick without the, these will connect right to that Tricer pan and tilt head that I just had. But if you need to glass quick or something, you scroll right to the tripod. But long story short, it's just an Arca piece, so you can attach it in however you want it. So in a nutshell, that's what I carry hunting. That's the shooting stuff that I carry. The tripod, the pan and tilt Tricer head, the tack table, the shooting bag, all that stuff I just showed you weighs 4.5 pounds. So my hunting pack, when I'm big game hunting, always kind of fluctuates between 20 and 23 pounds with all that stuff in it. So that's with stuff to spend at night. If I have to in a pinch, that's my game processing stuff. That's some medicine and stuff like that if I get hurt. So you can carry all this stuff and have a pretty reasonably weighted pack. So on overnight trips into like the Bob Marshall or something like that, I still carry it all. If I had a sleeping bag and some extra stuff like that for overnight, some extra food and stuff like that, I might be up around 30 pounds, but that's still pretty reasonable for an overnight hunt. So if you have any questions, hit me up. Thanks for watching.